Hello everyone, I am Dr. Eric Morrison. This is 7 out of 3, and I'll be covering trading education, more specifically FOREX trading, using the TC2000 and TradingView platforms. Hello, this is the Futures Week in Review, and we're going to go ahead and start with the crowded longs first. And I'll start with the Mexican peso. Well, we have the commitment to traders report, we have follow the money, we have a momentum indicator, and we have volume and support here. So what we're looking for here is to find high probability trades with each of these futures account to see whether or not we can get nice profitable trades with ruthless risk management. So we'll start with the Mexican peso. For the week, Monday we had an overall trade here to the upside. It's 69% long, so it's not quite crowded out to the long side with a small loss. No further trade the rest of the week. Euro, this is a trade on Friday. It was lower than the previous follow the money and right up against the Z3 excursion. Not real a lot of daylight there, so no trade. This formed on Monday. No trade, no trade. And this formed outside the Z3, no trade. No trade for Euro. British Pound futures, on the other hand, had a different story. We're currently balanced out in terms of crowds of trades there. This was a nice overall trade on Friday. This was a trade to the long side for a loss. And this was a trade to the short side for a loss. So this was the British Pound. Kind of going back and forth. Gasoline futures, on the other hand, had some nice trades here. We had one trade for a small gain, and then another trade for break even. No further trades the rest of the week. Silver futures, nice overall trade on Friday. No trade here. Initial trade here for about break even, and another trade for silver to the downside for a loss here. Sugar is crowded out, 83% long, so definitely going for the shorts here. Initial trade here, and then was out for a gain overall on Friday. So we kept in. This is a larger gain. This is a larger gain. Then he had a reversal on Friday to close out. Nice overall gain. Light crude, we're crowded out to the long side, so short should be. So we no trade here, no trade the rest of the week. Follow the money had us in a consolidation mode zone, so it kept us out. Dollar, initial gain here last Friday. No trade, no trade. Another trade here. Nice overall gain, stayed in it, but it's way past the Z3. You can get out at this point. But you had volume and support, and then overall close here for a nice overall gain for the dollar. Cattle crowded out here to the long side. If you did take these trades, it was a quick 1-2 for a nice gain on Wednesday, Thursday. No further trade the rest of the week. It's now starting to get into momentum to the upside. We'll see if prices continue to go up. Coffee crowded out to the long side. No trades to the short side here. So if you didn't take those trades, that's fine. If you took this trade to the long side, counter trend, loss here, and then another trade here for a major gain to get all that back. Feeder cattle, no crowded out. So no trades to the upside in terms of follow the money. Initial trade here to the short side, stayed in it, and then overall came back, overall loss here. This came up with an additional to the downside, then came back, stop out for a small loss. Orange juice basically crowded out to the long side, so we're looking for a good short. Then we're on Monday. Nice trade here, overall gain. No trade here, no trade for the rest of the week. There is a trade here for over the weekend to the long side. See what happens. Soybean meal, nice overall trade. Closed out here for a nice 1-2-3 punch out, and then back in it for a nice 1-2 to the short side. 86% to the short side. So you can ratchet up the number of contracts for the futures to the downside. Once it starts getting above 80% to the long side, there's not much money up there. So as you can see, it just precipitously fell. Platinum futures crowded out to the long side with 74%. Good for a short trade. Consolidating here with the RL270 for a loss here on Friday. Soybean futures, like soybeans, overall trades very nice here. Trade here, nice overall trade. Initial loss here for a small loss, and then got it back here on Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, we have gold here. Beautiful trade on this crowded out trade to the long side. So we're looking for shorts. Nice overall trade here. A nice closeout here. Did not take this trade right up against the Z3 and came right back up as soon as it hit the Z3 excursion and the 382 here in 1972. It all went all the way down to the 618 almost here. So it's been bouncing up here against all of the support level here. So we'll see what happens. And it's got the RL270 right below it. Cocoa futures have been kind of on a tear. They've been doing really good. No significant crowding out either way. Yeah, kind of more towards the long side, but there is significant processing requirements now with cocoa. So it's interesting that the costs have kind of going up for cocoa. So we have Monday, nice overall gain, a 1, 2, 3 punch out. No trade here, and this trade is right up against the Z3. So nice overall trade here for cocoa here. NASDAQ, all of pretty much the indices had nice overall trades, but there's no significant crowding out, so standard trend trading goes. This was initial trade here on Monday, closed out on Tuesday, was up against the Z3, didn't take it, but you had significant volume to the upside. But as you can see, even with that volume, the volume started here, which was interesting. And so this actual overall trend started going to the upside. Treasuries just collapsed to the downside, all the 2-year, 5-year, and 10-year. So we had Friday, nice overall gain. Then another trade here for a nice 1, 2, 3, 4 punch out, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 punch out. And on the 2-year, same thing for the 5-year. Bonds just collapsed. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits the Z3. Nice overall trades for that. So you can increase your overall. And you had volume and support here. Problem with the 5-year and the 2-year, we're about 80% to the short side, so we're looking for longs, but this was on an overall thing. So you make sure you keep your stops tight here before it does a major bounce here to the upside. So we're waiting for that reversal. And we'll probably get it here with here at the 618 at 102.51. You got Z3 excursion, Z3. So 3 support levels in supports. We should have a bounce here pretty soon. Something just happened to all the treasuries. This is the 10-year. Collapse 1, 2, 3. See, each level on follow the money is higher than the previous one. So just go with it until you get stopped out, and it stopped right at the Z3 excursion here. So 618, Z3 excursion, Z3, stopped right at it, even with all of this volume to the downside. So, and it's at 67, so no significant crowding out on the 10-year. So this was a nice overall trade for the week. Very profitable. No trade for the treasuries. Look at the follow the money. It still doesn't equal into this particular going forward. It is at 83% short. So for the 20-year bond. So we're looking at a significant reversal here for the 20-year and all the treasuries here. Same with the ultra treasury bond. No trade this week for follow the money. Palladium, we have 79% short on palladium. So we're looking for longs. We do have a nice overall entry here on Friday. However, if you did take these overall trades here, you got an initial profit here, and then you got a significant loss here on this one. So just be careful when you're doing these counter trend trades on this. Always check to make sure that commitment of traders is in your favor and in the right direction. E-mini futures, we are crowded out 74% short, so this was awesome trade. This hit the Z3 and no further trade. So and you're looking at, for E-mini futures, 40.5 points for E-mini futures in one day. So this was a significant trade to the upside. Makes up for this overall loss on Monday and captures a beautiful trade to the upside. Japanese yen, they are crowded out short, 76%. However, it just kept going down and down. Significant distance between this and the Z3, so if you did take it and had a tight stop, you had a nice overall gain. South African Rand, not crowded out in any significant way. We had a trade here for one day. Nice overall trade to the downside. Quick trade for South African Rand. Norwegian Krona, I do not have a commitment of traders, but if you trade with follow the money, you had a nice overall trade here, and then no further trade because it was too close to the Z3. Swedish Kroner, same thing. In the downside, so mainly the everything is to the downside, but no trade this week. Polish zloty basically had initial trade here for a gap down on the futures for Tuesday. You took the short, nice overall gain for the Polish zloty to the downside. New Zealand dollar, we're not crowded out significantly at all. We're looking for an overall trade here for a loss, and now in it for over the weekend. Aussie dollar, no significant crowding out. Had initial trade here to the downside for an overall loss on Friday. Canadian dollar is in kind of a consolidation zone. Had an initial trade here for a break even, initial trade here for a long side for a loss, and then another trade for a break even on Friday. Swiss franc, no significant crowding out, and not much gap here between that and the Z3. If you did take it, you had an overall loss on Friday. So trade on Monday for overall break even. This is past the Z3, no trade here this week, but you did see some significant volume to the upside, and it is not crowded out yet, just 59% short, so 61% no crowded out. Standard kind of consolidation going on here. Milk futures, no crowding out, mainly to the downside. Initial trade here for milk futures and the downside for a small gain. VIX, no crowded out, consolidating pretty much. Hogs, no crowding out. Cotton, no significant crowding out. If you did take it, nice overall gain here. This one was past the Z3, no further trade the rest of the week. A lot of buying into cotton though. 30-day federal funds rate, no trade. Ultra 10-year, we already talked about the 2-year, 5-year, and 10-year did amazing all the way down. And look, you had volume and support. So, and no crowding out on the Ultra 10-year note. T-bond futures, same thing. Only trade here with follow the money and the size of the momentum. Real estate, pretty much all over the place. No trade, no trades the rest of the week. Lumber futures, small gains to the downside. And no further trade the rest of the week. But look, a lot of buying with the price going down. That's interesting. Corn futures, no crowding out. Nice overall trade here to the downside. Also had a trade to the upside. But if everything is red, then you just go ahead and bypass that. It's up to you if you want to take that in terms of risk management. But use less contracts when you're going against a counter trend trade like this, and you can increase contracts by counting the number of indicators that are in your favor, especially if they start to crowd out on the long side and it's all in your favor. No trade for wheat futures. Hard red wheat did have a trade. Initial closeout on Monday. Trade, hold that over the weekend. So this one was a 1-2, and then this on Monday will be a 3 for wheat to the downside. Technology sector shot up like NASDAQ did. Initial trade here out. Now if you did take this with volume, crowded out 100% to the short side. Long FTM, this is significant if you're using E-mini technology sector futures, because look at the crowding out is 100% short. So this was a huge squeeze on Wednesday, Thursday. Russell overnight gain. You have a little bit of crowding out here on the short side, so everything's to the long. You had volume, a little crowding out. You had FTM, you had momentum, everything green. It's a nice overall gain for the Russell. Bitcoin kind of stabilizing like gold is, since it is considered a commodity. No substantial crowding out, so a lot of consolidating like gold did today, this week, mainly to the downside. But it's trying to figure out what it wants to do. So if you get in on Thursday, you had a small loss. You see this doji here, so we'll see once it starts moving again. If we get some nice direction for Bitcoin, we can start trading it again. Nikkei US dollar. Japan has just been going on overall terror here for the Nikkei going up. It's crowded out short, and this is just a huge squeeze. Look at that Nikkei go 73%, and look at all of the squeeze on this, all to the upside. So here is a trade. Here you have volume 73%. This might be something to think about. All your momentum is to the upside. You got this nice overall gain here. Look at all of that buying pressure. That's a lot of money. E-mini Dow crowded out to the short side, so going long pretty much, but you had negative volume with an up candle. So this is definitely a nice reversal to the upside with a nice 1-2 punch out. Here it's kind of too close to the Z3 and no further trade the rest of the week. So looking at the indices going forward for futures on the VIX, this is to the short side as we already discussed. 20-year overall to the downside, all of the treasuries did. Russell we explained with this. S&P same thing. This was a nice overall gain for the NASDAQ. Dow same thing, nice overall gain. If we look at compared to the US dollar, we did have a significant gain overall on natural gas. No crowding out. Everything's still long side, but this is some severe pressure to the downside. 2-year dollar hits its overall resistance level along with the RL270 and all that, so this may be coming back down. We may see some continued price action to the upside if the dollar drops. Again, treasuries, this is significant. There has to be something going on with our overall sovereign debt for treasuries to be dropping like this. And this is the same as the Russell. Gold continued to go down as of May 5th on the crowded out report. It's at 77%. I follow Jason Shapiro. He's kind of the lead for the contrarian trader on the crowded out report. Give him credit for introducing this to me as far as looking at the CFTC and COT data as an indicator and input, then nothing more. Like he said, it's not perfect, but what you can do is if you get these kind of trades with follow the money, you get some nice overall entries to the downside, which is nice. And he stays in it until it's no longer crowded out. Then he goes ahead and closes his positions. But right now it's bounced off the 382 at 1958. Big significant retracement here. We'll see if it continues to go to the upside. What we do have is a major cup and handle here. So this could be the beginning of a reversal, especially since you got the RL270 here too and the Z3. But we'll see. It could keep going down. The only thing I do differently with this as far as targets go, past the Z3, there's a less than 3% chance of doing that. And as you can see here, as it hits the Z3 excursion and the Z3, it bounces significantly off of it. Z3 is 3 standard deviations in terms of risk management, and that's what I use. And so if this was the initial trade, this would be the out for me on all 3 of these trades. But you can go ahead and do the daily trades to see if it stays in it, or you can hold it from here to the Z3 for a nice overall gain. It's a nice overall gain, probably a 1.5 R. All right, that's all I have for the Futures Week in Review. We're currently conducting classes in Forex, futures, and stock indices. We do programming in PineScript and Python for these overall indicators, and if you're interested, please click on the links below. And remember, ruthless risk management. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you on Sunday. Well, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like rumble button below and the subscribe button. And if you want more information, go ahead and click the course information links below. On the TradingView link and on TC2000, I have an affiliate link. If you open up a TC2000 account, you will receive a $25 discount using that link. Thank you for your time.